Okay, so for a hue gradation, we're going to change from one hue or color to another color. So again, your paper can be wet or dry. It might blend together a little bit easier if you just lightly put down a little bit of water. I'm not overly rubbing the paper. Notice, I want the sizing to not get worn away. I want the paint to kind of sit up on top. So if I start off again with my base color, I'll get it a little bit bluer. There we go. And I'm going to change it to a color that's analogous on the color wheel. So I can either add yellow to it and have it make green, or I could just add green to it, or I could go the other way and add some reds to it and make purple. I think I will do some yellows and make it some kind of dull green since it's already a dull blue. So yellow is really weak. So I'm going to start it here away from the blue and kind of work my way up. I can easily overpower the yellow. Although I have a lot of pigment there, I am going to rinse off my brush. I'm going to lighten that up. I don't want the paint to be quite that thick or that strong. I want it to be more translucent and see-through. So you can see how that's bleeding in there. So now where they have touched, they're starting to bleed together. I still want that yellow down here, so I'm going to try to control it. I've rinsed off my brush. I've gotten rid of the extra water, so there's not much water on my brush. It's just a little bit damp, and I'm working my way backwards, and they're still really separated there. So now I can change just really lightly, doing my brush strokes the other way, starting to work my way down, making these kind of dull greens. And then if I want them, again, I don't want that green to come too far down into the yellow, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to clean my brush off, wipe off the extra water, and you can see I've got this little puddle of yellow that's starting to work its way back. I'm going to squeeze out the extra water. I'm not going to dry it in a paper towel because I want a little water on there, but I am just going to squeeze that out so you see how now the brush is flat. I'm going to even turn this because it's always easier to pull your brush. So I'm going to pick up that yellow paint and blend it back in and work my way back toward the stronger color. And then for my final pass, I'm going to work my way down. Clean off my brush. Again, squeezing off that extra water. There we go. And then you just kind of have to let gravity and water kind of do its thing, and that's pretty smooth. I don't have any major changes. It's a little bit lighter here than it is there, but there's definitely a gradation happening in the middle there. So it's going from this dull blue to the dull green to a bright yellow.